Guys, LMNTRIX here. Hope you're all doing well and welcome back to the channel. Now today we'll be looking at 8 advanced tips for a breach. It's completely unscripted, so it's just going to be me talking, and what I've done in order to structure the video a bit is I've taken a bunch of clips, put them under each of the tips, and we're going to be reviewing all of them, and I'll basically be sharing my insight as to why I think this is a very important thing that every single breach main should be doing. If you want to jump to any part of the video, I'll have the timestamps in the video description, so feel free to jump around as you like. But anyways, let's get started with the video. All right, so the very first tip is all about playing around obstacles. In these clips, you're about to see exactly what I mean. I just realized that I'm wearing the same t-shirt as the very first clip here, but we're sitting on C long in Haven, Omen smokes long, and we do a simple flash to push through the smoke. Nothing complicated. Sage wall over here. Instead of waiting for the sage wall to basically get destroyed, I use that to my advantage by flashing on the wall, jumping on the wall, and pushing the Sova. This one here I think is a really good example to show exactly what I mean about playing around obstacles. I know one is on site and one is in hookah. Quick, and look at this flash. Right. So I just want to break that down a bit, because most people will try and flash in front of them, but you can't flash in front of you because of the tube. It's just going to go inside the tube, not behind it. And I feel that that is a perfect opportunity to flash on the top, and it's a really unexpected flash as he's coming out of hookah. Those are the kind of flashes that I mean with trying to play around obstacles.
Fucking flash.
Wait, I can. All right, so I know Sage is on site over here. We're doing a 2v2. So she dies, then I push, right? I don't flash while she's still on site, and I flash above me. All right. So that is just another quick example here of you're in a situation. Think about flashing above you. If you can flash below you, flash in different places around you. Don't only flash in the wall right in front of you here. Look at this one. I'm in a cipher cage. I can flash above me, get out, and get a quick surprise and an easy 2K. Right, and tip number 2 is all about getting the right timings. And the reason why you want to get the right timings is because I feel like a lot of breach players, they flash too early or they flash too late. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. If you flash too early, it basically means that the enemy team has the opportunity to go behind cover. And if you flash too late, it means they have already pushed out, and you're probably dead. So what you want to do here is, let's look at this first clip over here. Look how I wait. I'm not flashing just yet. I hear a lot of noise, but I'm not flashing just yet. Now I see one, I flash. And this is what I mean with the kind of like the trap situation. Look here, they're both in the open. Sova is just with his knife out. I don't know what he was doing, but he can't go anywhere, right? He can't do anything. He's in the open. And that's exactly what I mean with the traps. We have another very similar example over here where I'm waiting. Flash, and they're basically just stuck sitting ducks in the open here. Another quick flash, and easy way to finish the cipher over there, right? It's all about catching the enemy players in an open area. Tip number 3 is flashing for info, and I notice I don't have a lot of clips on this because it isn't exactly a very exciting thing to flash for info, but what usually happens is I'll flash the wall, I'll wait, I'll listen. Usually I'll probably hear maybe like 2 to 3 enemies shooting my way, and then I can relay that info back to my team. In these 2 clips that I'm going to show you, it actually worked very well, and I managed to basically get that information, flash again, push out, and get an easy few kills. So let's take a look over here. I hear the steps. I'm not flashing yet. Now when I hear they're close, I hear there's 2 people. I know what to expect, and I mess up my aim. Luckily, I have one more flash, right? Get him, and then I just finish the job. All right, I hope you understand what I mean by that one. Here's another example. There may be now. I know there's at least 3 of them. Last one goes out, and I jump peek. All right, so I just want to explain that one more time. Let's just go back a little bit here, because this one is very important. Look at the Omen here. He ran out of bullets. I knew there were around 3 players on long. I have basically forced them to basically shoot all their bullets, and then I jump peek. And I've had this question from a lot of you guys. LMNTRIX, why do you jump peek the corner sometimes? And that is because the amount of times I just regularly peek the corner and I get one tapped because of a lucky Vandal spray. So if you're jump peeking the corner, it makes it a lot harder for the enemies to basically anticipate where you're going to be. I've done this quite a lot, and it really does help. Tip number 4 is probably something which you guys are going to enjoy the most, and that is a little bit more of this aggressive kind of chaining flashes. And I call it chaining flashes, and everyone does, because that's essentially what you're doing, is just flashing layer after layer after layer, and you're basically breaking through the enemy defenses. So let's take a look at this clip over here. So we know the Sova is kind of close. We do one flash, and we just chain the next one right after that, and he's out there in the middle of in the open, nowhere for him to go, right? Let's take a look at this one here. This is actually what I mean by like kind of like layering and pushing through their defenses. A nice kill. I do one flash, and I do another flash right over here, and I fall back. I know there's another player there. They actually had 4 players. It's quite crazy. It was a very tight game. They had 4 players there. It was ridiculous. But it was really nice of me to just kind of like and break through their defenses through flashing. This one here is a little bit more about chaining, and I want more breach players to do this. I flashed. I know he's flashed. Let's push him. One more. In many cases there, I feel like a lot of breach players will see that he's flashed, and they'll just wait a bit, and then they'll maybe flash again, but just put pressure on him while he's flashed, right? That one is what more people need to do. This one here, he's flashed. Just flash for 4 seconds. Doesn't stand a chance. And that's basically what I mean with chaining the flashes. All right, tip number 5 is ability combos. This one is on both sides. On one side, it requires a little bit more communication. On the other side, it's more of a, yeah, more from your end what you need to do. The communication part is this clip right over here. You're going to communicate to Jet.
Get ready. Go in, Jet. I'm going to flash for you.
You're going to flash and dash. Super effective. It works. Even with a stun over here.
Stun.
I know where the Cypher is.
Go.
No, it's
And now this Jet was a teammate of mine, but that's why I was like pressuring her so much. But essentially what you're doing is you're using your utility and then having a teammate following up and basically getting the kills. Now this one here is a very interesting one, and I do this quite a lot with a few of my buddies. And what you need to do basically is have a breach, a Sova, and if you want any other player, usually a Jet works really nice. Just a chaining the flashes here and using your teammates' abilities to see the players through the smoke.
wow.
Right? And that's an easy way to finish the game.
Don't throw. Just go back to side now. It's easy.
So basically they were all flashed in the open. They smoked us out, but since we had the Sova's recon dart, we could basically see them. And it's essentially a combination of chaining your flashes together with comboing abilities with your teammate. Works really well. Definitely recommend you give this one a try. All right, tip number 6 is about when to ult. I've had this question a lot from you guys. LMNTRIX, when should I use my ult? And the answer is, it is very situational. And I'm going to show you a bunch of different clips where I use them in many different situations, and I think it's going to just explain. One of them is a very unique way to use this ult, and that is to jump over a Sage wall. I don't always recommend that you do this, but it is very good when you kind of have some kind of info. And I knew there was a Sage and a Raze, and that the Raze was low. So I tried to get up there, an unexpected spot, no way she's expecting me up there. And that's pretty much an easy kill. But let's move on to the next clip over here. Now, this one here, we're stuck in a 2v2. Saw the Killjoy. I ult, flash, easy kill, and easy kill on the breach. Now, you may be asking why the first and why the second flash. The first flash was there just because I already had it out, and I always flash that spot. The second flash was there. I always flash right after I ult. I'm going to ult, I'm going to flash, and then I push. Because we all know you're still 100% accurate. If you've been ulted by breach, your rate of fire is just slower, but you're still accurate. Again here, just another quick example. Stuck in a 1v2. I kind of know where Cypher is, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'm just gonna wait for the defuse. There you go. Now I'm pretty certain he got hit, right? Because it's very difficult for him to escape that. And there he is, just the eagle eye. All right, tip number 7, and that is, I'm basically just going to give you some Faultline tips across the board. I know Faultline is by far one of the most difficult abilities to use in the game. This clip here, we start off at around a choke point. If you look on the map over here, I basically use it in a diagonal way, so it kind of covers a bit more ground in that sense. I'm going to use it a little bit further back. So once the fault line gets triggered, he's going to be forced to fall back, but he's still going to get hit by it, right? And I know he's hit now, so it's a quick follow up there. There's no delay, there's no hesitation. If you fault line and you push it, because that is your chance, right? That's your chance to kill him. One of the best uses for the fault line is once the bomb is planted, you know exactly where that enemy player is. You can just fault line right across the bomb. And that's an easy one right over here. I know he's on the bomb, right? This clip wasn't 30 FPS because of the way it was edited, but that's basically a very, very simple. Here's another example, but I'm stuck in a 1v3. This one is a lot harder. I have my ult, I have my fault line, and I have 2 flashes. I'm gonna push them back. I'm just, again, same as the tip I gave you for the ult. I'm trying to delay them. Do 1 flash to get an easy kill and push the jet back. I'm out of flashes, but I still have my fault line. It's a nice pre-fire. I know the jet has an off, by the way.
Nice.
There you go. All right, and the final tip for this video, tip number 8, is Aftershock tips. Similar as the fault line, I'm just gonna give you some tips for the Aftershock because I know it's a very hard utility to use. In this first clip, if you listen closely, you can actually hear the Sova drone, all right? I hear the Sova drone and I know exactly where he is. He's gonna be hiding right behind that corner. It's so easy, all right? He doesn't even know it's hitting him and it's an easy kill. So try and think of the positions where enemy Sovas or what is her name, Sky players will play, because it's very easy to just Aftershock them as or to use their utility. This one here, I decided to include this clip. Because I think it can work maybe in the lower ranks. It doesn't work so much in the higher ranks anymore as it used to. I basically used the Aftershock there to force the enemies back and not have them push through, giving me the room I need to push up, flash, going in, get an easy 2 kill.
Yeah, and jet is really low.
This next example, very nice way, a very unique way to use the Aftershock, and that is through kind of like a cover. Right? She hardly saw me there, I think, because as I was crossing, I was covered by the Aftershock.
Maybe get guns.
Right, so I know one's bathroom. I don't know where the other one is. I hear planting, and using your Aftershock to delay the plant, super effective for buying your team time. Especially because I feel like a lot of people think they can take the damage of an Aftershock, but they can't. So they're going to be sitting there planting, and it's an easy kill. It's just a nice clip. I didn't even realize I killed them. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the content and found it useful. If you did, leave a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, and then a thumbs down. And I know for the future, if you're new to the channel, then why not consider subscribing? And lastly, if you have any questions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section below, as I will try my best to answer all of them. Take care, stay safe, and I'll speak to you guys later.